This week, we say goodbye and hello to our favorite Gallifreyan as we get the latest new Doctor Who regeneration. We talk about some of the first reactions to the new Fantastic Four First Steps movie. We talk about a whole lot of new trailers that were released this past week, and a whole lot more. Welcome to the Infinite Taylorverse. Warning.
Red alert.
Ay, 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 ay!
Danger, Will Robinson. Danger!
That's the emergency alert.
This episode is full of spoilers for some of the latest and greatest nerdy movies and shows.
Spoilers.
Listener discretion is advised. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Infinite Taylorverse podcast. I'm Billy Taylor.
And I'm Taylor Oxner.
And we're back, you guys. We're going to talk about all the fun stuff happening this past week, and we got a lot of really cool things happening. But before we jump into that, Taylor, what have you been nerding out about this week, man?
I took the kid to go see Lilo and Stitch, the new one,
Oh, nice.
and it was really, really good.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I think they changed a little bit of it here and there. I hadn't watched the movie in forever, so I don't really remember how much they changed, but I thought it was great.
That's cool. Yeah, the trailer looks really fun. I'm excited to see it too.
The animation for like the Stitch character is just amazing.
Yeah.
You forget that it's fake.
That's really cool. I was wondering how that would be.
Yeah, you don't even realize it the whole entire time. I don't think I noticed like one weird CGI thing the whole entire time.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited to see it. My favorite characters were always the two aliens that are trying to recapture him, and they're kind of bumbling, you know. I'm excited to
Yeah,
see
they're
those
really
characters.
great. They're really great in this movie.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, let's see. For me, I guess I'm nerding out about my nerd stuff. You and I already talked a little bit, but my oldest kid is a teenager now, about to enter high school, and I have a room in my house that's my nerd room stuff, but she and her sister share a room, and she was kind of ready to not share a room anymore, and we just kind of decided to turn the nerd room into another kid's bedroom. But after a talk, my wife and I decided that we would let the basement be my nerd room. And so my nerd stuff is just kind of displayed all over the basement, and it looks really cool. And I'm excited to have friends over to look at it because I don't know, I'm mega nerding out about it, and I want you guys to too.
Yeah.
I also kind of with that worked on my office space, which is this really tiny hole in the wall room, but it's kind of got some nerdy stuff in there now too, and it's just really cool, and I can't wait to show you guys.
It's awesome. Can't wait to see it.
Well, hey, let's jump into the news. As usual, let's start with some Marvel. So it sounds like they did a test screening of Fantastic Four First Steps a few nights ago, and here are the things people are saying about it. It sounds like Ralph Ineson's Galactus is super terrifying and also looks like he was ripped straight out of the comics, so that's kind of cool to hear.
It is cool.
And other people are saying the movie feels very Lovecraftian with a cosmic horror angle to it, so that's just an interesting take.
Yeah.
And then a few other people are saying they felt there wasn't enough character development. But from my point of view, I feel like it's a movie full of characters we all know about. So maybe we didn't need so much development in the front end, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But that was one person's gripe about it, I guess. Another person said that they felt like Reed's powers were kind of underwhelming and they felt that the thing was underutilized. But again, these are just some first responses, and I'm so excited to see this movie.
I have always thought Mr. Fantastic powers were underwhelming.
Yeah.
Like for me, that's like always been kind of a secondary thing for him. His first thing was that he was smartest person in the galaxy or whatever.
Yeah, his intellect is his true power.
I mean, yeah, he can stretch and stuff, and that's cool. But it's like, I don't know. I've never found that to be like,
What makes him super.
yeah,
I agree with that. And maybe this person wasn't coming at it that way. I don't know.
yeah. I've always found his power to be super underwhelming, and it works for certain things like storylines where, hey, they have to reach this thing, and he has to stretch super far, or he's kind of indestructible-ish.
Right.
Those kind of storylines. But overall, like that power hasn't ever been like amazing.
Yeah. No, I agree. It's more of a helpful tool, not necessarily what makes him a great hero.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's a few other rumors about Avengers Doomsday that kind of released this week. One big rumor is that a new Black Panther will be debuted in this movie. So that's interesting.
Okay. Why?
Yeah, I know. I mean, that's what I was thinking.
Unless it's one from like a different parallel.
It didn't outright say that, but I guess that's how I took it when I read that.
Oh, okay. Because I kind of figured that Shuri was gonna
Be Black
do that
Panther.
whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm fine with her being Black Panther.
I'm fine with her being Black Panther or not. Unless it's just like amazing fit, it'll
Uh-huh.
be, I think that's a weird choice.
It's most likely from another dimension or universe or whatever, and they'll just kind of put him in
Yeah.
the fold.
Yeah. And that works for me too. Like that works for the story, but to have, yeah, I just think it's weird.
Another rumor is that obviously we're going to be seeing X-Men, but it sounds like we might be seeing, along with all these old characters, we might be seeing the new Professor Xavier. And from what I read, it sounds like Bryan Cranston is in talks to being the new MCU's Professor Xavier.
Oh, that's funny.
Right?
I don't know how I feel about that, but okay.
Yeah, he's a great actor, so
Yeah.
we'll see what happens.
Yeah, he is a great actor, and we've already seen what he looks like bald.
Right?
So
Yeah, he's
I kind of always saw him more as a Lex Luthor kind of bald character, but that's
yep.
just me.
It's funny. If this comes out to be true, he will have led some of my favorite groups in their rebooted form. Like he was Zordon in the rebooted Power Rangers, and now
Oh
he
yeah,
might be Professor X in the rebooted X-Men. That's crazy.
yeah, that is crazy.
Let's see. Some leaked images from Daredevil season 2 came out, and one of
Oh,
them made sense. We know how White Tiger was murdered in season 1 of Daredevil Born Again, and in the comics, his niece kind of takes over for a time. Well, the actress playing his niece was in some very homemade looking White Tiger outfit in a leaked
oh,
image.
that's well, we knew that was coming,
Oh,
but
yeah.
that's awesome.
But also, Karen Page was in some kind of heroish looking disguise type outfit as well, and I thought that was kind of weird.
Oh, what?
Yeah. There's,
That's fun.
there's a picture of her dressed up somehow, and I don't know how to take that, but that's something that's happening.
Maybe it's just she's wearing tactical gear because she's gonna go inside somewhere and try to help people get out kind of situation, not necessarily hero gear.
That could be it, because her face had this red bandana type thing over everything but her eyes, and the rest of her looked kind of protected, if that makes sense. So you're
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't, if it was me personally, a human, and I'm going in to go help a bunch of non-human or yeah, I'm still sneaking around. I'm not going to wear my normal human clothes.
that's true. You want to be, bulletproof as best as you can.
Yeah, either bulletproof or stuff that I can run in or slide in, and you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like,
No, that
I,
makes sense.
yeah,
Yeah, I doubt they're trying to turn her into a superhero. It's what you're saying. She's just being safe.
yeah. I mean, even Spider-Man, you got to remember he wore a stupid outfit before he became,
Right.
Spider-Man. So it could be just stupid outfit to keep you safe.
Yep. Well, still talking about some of that Avengers Doomsday stuff, it sounds like from some insiders, when we start learning some of these characters, like we know Gambit from Deadpool and Wolverine is supposed to be in this movie, but it sounds like that particular Gambit is from the same universe as the one that Monica Rambeau wound up in with Beast at the end of the Marvels. So it sounds like he's from that universe, and we'll
Yeah,
see some of that
I heard that,
connection.
and I heard that universe is actually a like utopia where Magneto and Xavier got together and everything worked out.
Oh, nice.
And that the rumor I had heard is that's how that happens, and the fight is actually between Doom and like the new Avengers versus the X-Men from that universe.
Oh, that'd be crazy.
And it takes place in Magneto's castle.
That's funny because if they've built this peaceful utopia, it's going to make all these other guys look like the bad guys.
Yeah, well, the thing is that if the Avengers don't, if the Avengers don't exist there, it does make the Avengers kind of look like, oh,
The bad people.
and that
Yeah.
would kind of,
And then at
you know,
some point, they're going to realize Doom's the bad guy. Oh, man.
yeah.
I like your movie here, man.
But that's the rumors I had heard is that X-Men universe now has been fixed, and we're
Gotcha.
getting that.
Okay. Well, if that's what happens, I'm going to enjoy that.
Yeah. Also, we haven't talked about any of the other incursions that are going to happen. So, are we going to see other Earths as well with Avengers and X-Men in them? Are we going to see one thing I kind of thought would be interesting? Are we going to see what's that team, the Squadron Supreme?
Oh yeah.
So, which is like Marvel's version of the Justice League.
Yep.
Are we going to see them in a Flash or, these different? Because isn't Henry Cavill supposed to be somewhat involved? Didn't someone say that at one point?
Yeah, so I've seen things saying he'll show up as his Wolverine. I've seen things saying he'll show up as Captain Britain. I've seen so many
Yeah.
things.
So someone's going to be stopping the incursions.
Yeah.
So there's got to be a group of people who are stopping incursions, which means we're going to see different Earths fighting back.
Yeah. How cool would it be if we see a glimpse of Alpha Flight?
That would be amazing. Or if we saw like Doctor Strange's group of crazy like prophets and stuff like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So far, you're right. I've only been really thinking about stuff we've seen. There could be so much stuff we haven't seen, even if it's
Hmm.
versions of the same groups we've already seen. Yeah. Oh man. Every time we talk, I get more and more excited about this movie.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, I could just be saying that, but at some point you're going to show incursions and you're going to show what's happening,
Yeah.
you know,
That is cool. That's exciting to think about.
and maybe that's Doom the whole time blowing up planets
Yeah.
because I'm going to stop the incursions any way I have to. And that's why, like, the Avengers start fighting him, or maybe that's why the X-Men start fighting him to begin with because they're on an Earth that's getting incurged.
Yeah. Let's see. With Spider-Man Brand New Day, they just announced that Nicole Kidman is going to be playing a female villain in this movie. And I wonder who she could be.
Nicole Kidman. She's a lot older than him.
Oh, yeah. Way older. So I'm trying to picture older female villains in the
Yeah,
Spider-Verse.
me too.
Or
And
maybe
I'm like,
if she's just some gangster type mobster boss or something, but
like a Madam Mask or something.
something, yeah.
I mean, probably.
Or they might, throw something out of left field and
Or it could be like a gender swap.
yeah, that's true too.
Maybe she's the Vulture.
Yeah. Or she's the female Doc Ock. That'd be kind of crazy.
It wouldn't be that crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, that female Doc Ock character's been around for a while now. I mean, it was in the Spider-Verse movies.
Whatever the case may be, I'm just ready for it to happen.
What if she's a female Rhino?
Right? With the accent and everything. That'd be so funny.
Yeah, the Russian accent and all. Oh,
It
yeah.
would be better than the Rhino from the Craven, that's for sure.
That's too bad.
Let's see, the last thing I have with Marvel, it's a little bit of a bummer news. It sounds like Marvel Studios is not doing anything at Hall H this year at San Diego Comic-Con, and that kind of sucks. I always like when they release stuff there.
What?
Yeah, nothing.
That's kind of weird.
That's a bummer. And in the past handful of years, that's the second time they're doing this.
And then they do something at D3
Oh, you know what? That
or
is true. They have been reserving it for the Disney, the D23 thing.
D23. Yeah, D3. No, D23. Yeah. Which I love. To be fair, D23 is awesome because it's like for us nerdy people, it's like a weekend full of announcements.
Oh, yeah.
Which
And
that's what San Diego used to be too, but San Diego's gotten like, I mean, it's like everything now from movies to video game. It used to be, can you even think about the difference between San Diego now and then San Diego when we were younger?
oh, it's so different.
It's so different. I was thinking about it the other day. I was like, man, it's like even since I knew of its existence, it's way different. I remember like the Twilight saga taking over that year.
Right?
And people just being like, what in the world? And then people are like, well, that's the new thing, movies, And
Yeah.
then it really did. It really was the new thing. And now we have like video games too. So I think we always had video games, but now it's like there's a lot of video game stuff here too.
And I guess when you
So
think about it, this kind of spreads out the nerd love because San Diego's still going to announce stuff. It just won't be Marvel.
yeah. I would be surprised if there's no Marvel presence.
Yeah.
Just none in Hall H.
Yeah. Yep. That makes a lot of sense.
I mean, they'll probably still do some comic book stuff or,
Yeah.
But even now, people do like even comic book, like DC did like a trailers for their like Dark Knight's Metal stuff. Released
yeah.
like trailers with like soundtracks, which I thought was hysterical. But
Yep. Trailers for the comics. Let's see. Over with DC, there's a little bit of news about the Clayface movie that's coming up, and it sounds like Mike Flanagan, who's writing the script, he was interviewed recently and said that his biggest inspiration of this movie is the two-part episode called Feet of Clay from Batman the Animated Series. So this movie is going to be heavily influenced from that two-part episode. And I think that's awesome because that show is amazing, and those were probably two of my favorite episodes in the whole series.
Are they really your two favorite episodes in the show?
I'd put them in top 10 because I really, really like not just the Clayface part of it, but the detective work that had to happen in those episodes. I don't know. I really like that story.
Interesting. Okay. I'm
And
a Riddler guy.
oh, yeah.
That was my version of the Riddler for forever.
Yeah. And I love that the Riddler is voiced by Lex Luthor's dad from Smallville.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, John Glover.
Crazy.
That show is so good. That's one of the few, dare I say, flawless shows of our childhood.
Yeah. I don't know about flawless. There's some episodes in there that are really bad.
You're right. I'm sure we can go back and look at it again with some adult eyes, but my memory of it seems pretty flawless.
I'm rewatching it slowly, like really, really slowly, but
Uh-huh.
rewatching it, and it's so far, there's not an episode where I'm just like, But I will say this, almost every other episode, I can put it in 1.5, and I feel like I've still watched it normally,
Yeah.
of how the pacing is compared to like shows like cartoons like that
Uh-huh.
to cartoons now. It's unbelievable. The
When
pacing is so much slower.
when that new Batman animated series on Amazon Prime came out last year, the kids and I watched maybe not every episode by any means, but we watched a lot of the very popular episodes and I guess skipping all the filler. Maybe that's why my brain isn't clouded with some of them are kind of fillery or whatever. But yeah, we recently watched a bunch of them, but not all of them. That would be a good one to go back and just watch the whole thing.
I like originally animated series. I like the episodes that are very supervillain oriented
Uh-huh.
and don't like the ones that are mob bossy.
Yeah.
I also find Catwoman episodes real borderline on the mob bossy stuff, and
Yeah.
I don't like those episodes. So it's like I get to a point where I'm like, okay, I like this character, and I'm starting to realize that like Batman for me is like 80% the villain.
Yeah. He has a good rogues gallery, that's for sure.
For this movie night this last week, we watched Batman Forever. I watched
Uh-huh.
it for like the first time in like so long, and remembering as a kid, this was my favorite one. Out of all of them,
Uh-huh.
this one was my favorite one. And we watched it last night, and there were so many things that I just laughed so hard. The acting,
Uh-huh.
the sexy acting or whatever between Nicole Kidman, funny enough, and Val Kilmer, rest in peace,
Yeah.
is so bad. And it's the writing. It's just I don't know. There's a lot of stuff in that movie that's like, oh my god, this movie is really not great. But it's a lot of fun.
Those movies are fun. Imagine if they never left Tim Burton, what the third and fourth one would have been like. Let's see. It sounds like James Gunn is currently writing a script for a Batman Superman World's Finest movie that's going to take place with the new Superman and the new DCU. So that's kind of cool. I love those books, the World's Finest books.
World's Finest is always great and always uplifting.
Oh, yeah. And those two teamed up as partners, not, why did you say that name, enemies?
Yeah.
I'm excited about that.
My favorite version of the Batman Superman team up books was the ones that were called Batman Superman.
Uh-huh.
Do you remember those?
Oh, yeah.
It was like the Batman logo with the little Superman logo inside, or vice versa.
Yeah, funny enough, in college, I almost got that tattooed on me.
Oh, really? That is
Yeah.
kind of cool. I do kind of like that emblem, depending on which one it is, because they did like a ton of them.
Oh yeah,
But
I had a few mock-ups. I had the original from the comics. I had one mocked up with like the Christian Bale Dark Knight with the Kingdom Come Superman in the middle,
uh,
and I just never went through with it.
yeah,
But yeah,
it's a good book. But it's a good book. Like they did like the whole like Public Enemies run,
uh-huh.
and then they made the movie after that, which is amazing.
Yep. Let's see. The final thing with DC this week, we know that that Lanterns series is coming, and the three-time award-winning actress Laura Linney has just been cast in that movie, and there's speculation that she might be playing this universe's Carol Ferris, and they're saying that because she's the same age as the actor Kyle Chandler who's playing Hal Jordan. So
Mm.
that's just the big rumor right now. Nothing has confirmed that whatsoever, but that'd be kind
Carol
of interesting.
Ferris,
Yeah.
babe. DC babe overlooked, I feel like.
Oh yeah. It is interesting though they're going with these people are, 59, 60 years old, so we got older versions of these characters, but maybe we'll be introduced to some younger versions.
Well, I mean, I think it seems like the way he's setting it up, James Gunn is setting up this universe. It seems like he wants it to be very much well established
Right.
on certain aspects of it and certain aspects not.
Yes.
So
And
it seems the Superman's still pretty young, while
yep.
as there are other characters that are already been around for a while.
Uh-huh.
I wonder if that's I guess my questions are why certain characters has he picked to be well established and why certain ones he hasn't. Those are my questions at this point because I've kind of figured out the fact that okay, these older characters, some of them compared to the Superman character who's a lot younger.
Yeah.
I mean Nathan Fillion, he's older.
Yep.
Guy Gardner, he's obviously looks like he's been working the job for a while, the way he looks.
Yeah. And the actor Aaron Pierre, who's playing John Stewart, he's only 30. So maybe they're kind of setting him up to be the
Yeah,
big
Mr.
team up.
Terrific's a
Yeah.
little younger. The girl playing Hawk Girl, though, I can't tell how old she is. But
She's young too, probably 20s. And I only know that because
okay,
she's in season 2 of The Last of Us. She's one of the main characters, that
yeah.
actress, and she's very young.
Well, so maybe it's the Lanterns that have been around. Well, they have been around forever. Maybe
Yeah.
that's kind of what they're establishing here is like the Lanterns have been policing this universe for a while.
Yep.
And maybe your planet's just now popping off with heroes.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I like the fact that it's already an established universe.
Oh, me too.
Some aspects of it, anyway.
Yeah. And with some aspects established and still lots of room to build things, and I know he's going to take his time, I feel like this DC universe is going to be awesome.
Yeah, if nothing else, it'll be the quirkiest.
Oh yeah, and at least from everything I've seen so far, it looks like a comic book, not some, depressing, broody thing.
Yeah, it's something it needs.
Yep. Let's see. Over with Star Wars, there wasn't really a lot of news this week, but Mark Hamill was recently in an interview and someone asked him, when are we going to see Luke Skywalker again? And he said, look, Luke Skywalker means the world to me. He pretty much said Luke Skywalker is me, but I think I'm done doing Luke Skywalker things only because we need to let these new characters have their limelight. Luke has his story and all that, so he wants everything else to shine right now. And on one hand, a lot of people were like, oh, that's such a bummer. But on the other hand, I get what he's saying. The universe has to go on even without this one character.
Yeah.
So it sounds like no more Mark Hamill Luke Skywalker. He didn't say no more Luke Skywalker. And obviously, there's a lot of people that want Sebastian Stan to play a young Luke Skywalker. Have you seen that
Man,
thing
I
where.
do.
Oh,
I
yeah.
do. Oh man, he looks perfect.
Someone
It's
made a GIF that morphs Mark Hamill's face into Sebastian Stan's face, and it looks so spot on.
yeah, it's weird.
That'd be cool. Well, a few more things elsewhere out there in the pop culture universe. This past weekend was the Doctor Who season finale, and spoiler alert, this thing was freaking amazing. This thing was so good. I didn't realize, like, I knew that every doctor regenerates eventually. I didn't realize it would be so soon for this doctor, but at the very end of the episode, the whole episode, we have this war going on. They called it the reality war because all reality itself was in jeopardy because of some stuff going on. We got that classic villain called the Rani show up, and she bi-generated the way that David Tennant bi-generated into the new Shuri Gatwa doctor. And so there was two versions of the Rani out there. Blah, blah, blah. Long story short, at the end, when everything was taken care of, the doctor realized something was missing, and it winds up being his friend Belinda's daughter was just like missing from all reality. And they did all these calculations, the whole universe was just off a little bit. So he basically took his regeneration energy and shot it out into the atmosphere, which essentially ended his life. And he kept doing the thing where he was glowing and he kept saying, not yet, not yet. And then eventually at the very end of the episode, the regeneration started. And I guess before leading up to all that, it was really cool to see glimpses of past doctors, and we see this character that has been kind of helping him throughout this season. It showed her going throughout history helping the doctor, but it not just modern doctors. It showed her behind the scenes helping events that happened with very old doctors and Matt Smith's doctor and all these other things. And then it was just cool to see that, like, oh, it's so cool when they can throw that stuff in there with time travel. And then, of course, the 13th Doctor, Jodie Whittaker, she showed up to help in a scene, and it was very cool, and their interaction was super cool. And then, again, at the end of the episode, when he regenerates, his face shows up, and it's Billie Piper, who played Rose Tyler, his companion from the first couple of seasons when the show got brought back in the early 2000s. And everyone's like, what the heck? But we know that he's revisited old faces. Like when he became the 12th Doctor, he was Peter Capaldi, this character from when he helped in the, Pompeii episodes. And when he was the 6th Doctor, Colin Baker played a Gallifreyan soldier who was not the Doctor. So him having a face we've seen before is not some new thing. But that's how the episode ended. It showed he turned into Billy Piper, who played Rose Tyler, and then the credits rolled. And I jumped out of my seat, even though there was rumors that something like that might happen, but it still took me by surprise. I didn't expect it to happen. But all that to say, I loved it. I'm upset that I gotta wait a year plus because they kind of go a little bit slower with BBC stuff. But man, it was awesome.
Good. I'm glad. Sounds like it was really crazy.
And then later this week on Saturday, June 7th, there's a special coming out called Doctor Who Unleashed. And it's a documentary type thing, not an episode of the show, where it's going to have actors from the past and the present and just talking about the show. And for any Whovians out there, it sounds like it'll be a good watch. The final season of Stranger Things is finally almost here. It's going to be weird because these kids are 25, not 15, but
And I guess it's broken up into 4 parts.
yeah, or what I saw was 3 parts. The thing I read said it was going to be volume 1 on November 26th, volume 2 on December 24th, and volume 3 on New Year's Day, January 1st. And they released a teaser with it as well. And the teaser didn't give it much away. It just kind of teased that it's coming. But man, I'm ready to see the end of this show.
Yeah, I kind of, to be completely honest, I kind of thought the last season was the final season until like halfway through the season they announced there was going to be a final season.
Yeah. And you're
Um,
like, what the heck?
it wasn't bad. I was like, okay, cool, awesome. It was good news. But to be completely honest, I kind of thought the last one was the last one. But you know what? I get surprised every time I wind up enjoying it. So
Oh, same here. And this is a little off topic from Stranger Things, but were you a fan of the show? Well, first, it was like mini movies, then it was a show called The Librarians.
yeah, so I'm watching those for the first time, and I've watched the first 2 movies
Yeah,
so far.
those
So
are
I've watched.
so cheesy, but I love them so much.
No, they're really good. They're like, what do they remind me of? They remind me of if Joss Whedon made National Treasure movies.
I could see that. And what made me think of this is those kind of make me think of Doctor Who a little bit. Obviously, very, very different, but I get the same feel when I watch some of the older Doctor Who and those librarian things.
A lot of my friends who like Doctor Who like The Librarian.
And all that to say is there's a brand new Librarians series that just started 2 weeks ago, and I did not even realize this.
It's weird because I feel like what I don't understand is how Firefly doesn't still exist, but that show does.
As much as I like it, I 100% agree that Firefly was way better. Why did it have to get canceled or not revived at this point?
Or alphas. Like there's just
Yeah,
like certain shows and I'm like, how is that still going on? What kind of money is that making?
right?
Like that's kind of when I look at it, but it's weird because it like disappears and comes back and like I wouldn't mind if those shows did that.
Yeah,
It's like, hey, we're gonna put out a movie. Okay, hey, we're gonna put out like a 6 episode show. Hey, we're gonna put out an ongoing show that we're gonna cancel. But we'll put out a movie in a year or so after that.
yeah,
It's like it's weird. It's super weird, but for some reason it works for that show.
yeah. But the new show is called The Librarians: The Next Chapter, and so far I
Oh my.
believe 3 episodes are out, and it's on TNT. So I'm excited to go catch up and watch. And I saw that they're rated PG, so I could watch them with my kids. That makes me even more excited.
Yeah, I mean the movies were pretty PG, weren't they?
Yeah. In the back of my mind, it felt maybe PG-13, but nothing too crazy, nothing worse than a Marvel thing.
I'm watching them right now and I'm thinking that they're pretty PG.
Yeah. But yeah, if you're interested, folks, go watch the new Librarians show.
Yeah, for sure.
For fans of Wicked for Good, Part 2, we know that that's coming right around Thanksgiving. But the trailer, as of us recording this, the trailer drops tomorrow. So by the time you're listening to this episode, you can go watch that trailer. I know I'm excited. I can't wait to see it. It's going to be good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy for you.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Let's see. Ooh, did you happen to see earlier this week the trailer for Guillermo del Toro's new Frankenstein movie?
I haven't seen the trailer for it, but I will
Oh
watch
yeah.
it as soon as we're done with this. That sounds amazing.
The trailer just came out and it looks really good. And they don't show the monster's face. He's kind of a hooded character in the trailer. But man, there's one little part that just makes me very excited. It makes him look kind of vigilante-ish. And I don't know if that'll probably make sense once you see it, but yeah, it just looks really good and I'm excited to see it.
Okay, sounds good.
The Dexter franchise is one that is never going to die, apparently. The trailer for Dexter Resurrection just came out the past couple days as well. And again, it looks awesome. It happens after that recent Dexter series where he's seemingly caught up with, it's seemingly revealed that he's the Bay Harbor Butcher and all this stuff. And Angel from Miami figures this stuff out and goes to where they think he is. But then Dexter dies, and that's the finale. But then all of a sudden, you got this trailer where he's being revived at the hospital, and it shows Angel confronting him in the hospital room. And then the next thing you know, he runs away to New York at this point. So he's gone from Alaskan wilderness to now he's in New York City. And it looks like there's this very rich man played by Peter Dinklage, and he's kind of collecting serial killers to go do his bidding to bad people. And I don't know, it looks kind of crazy. I think it's going to be a fun watch, though.
Awesome.
And I have a feeling in the back of my mind that he's going to go along with that because it's going to seem like a group doing good things. But Peter Dinklage's character is probably going to be shady, and Dexter's going to find out. And that's probably going to be the finale, as Dexter taking care of that guy. That's my guess just from that 2-minute trailer. But yeah, if you like Dexter, he's back. And that comes out on July 11th on Paramount Plus.
All right.
There was a new trailer for Gen V Season 2. That looked crazy as well. Those characters we kind of got familiar with in Season 1, they're all back, and it looks like a few new characters, and some stuff's going on at the school. And the new president of the school is pretty much upfront being like, you're not students, you're soldiers, and this is how we roll, kind of a thing. And it just looks crazy.
Has it been 2 years?
Yeah, that came out in 2023. So yeah, it's been 2 years.
I really like that show too. So I'm
Yeah.
excited.
That series is going to premiere on September 17th on Amazon Prime, so we're getting close. And then let's see. Oh, Phineas and Ferb. That show is coming back this week on June 5th. So by the time you're listening to it, if you're a Phineas and Ferb head, you can go watch that show. It looks like it premieres on Disney Channel on the 5th and then Disney Plus on the 6th. But by the time you
Oh,
guys are hearing this, go watch it.
you can also watch Brave New World now on Disney Plus.
Oh, yeah. That's awesome. But hey, that's the news for this week. Come back next week, you guys. We'll have lots more to talk about. Some of these trailers we'll have been able to see, and I'm sure we'll have more news. But as for us here at the Taylorverse, I've been Billy Taylor.
And I'm Taylor Oxner.
And come back next week, guys. Same Taylor time, same Taylor channel.
Bye.
Bye.